Now, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two, they got nothing but their genes. Everybody's got a special kind of story. Everybody finds a way to shine. It don't matter that you got not a lot. So what? They'll have theirs, you'll have yours, I'll have mine, and together we'll be fine. Because this is the Big West. We start on Thursday night at Cardo Center where UC Davis visits CSU Bakersfield. Early going, the steal from Antavian Collum, who takes it the other way for the dunk. Collum would finish with 20 on the night. Ade Adebayo, not usually a huge scorer, gets inside here for UC Davis. He'll push the Aggie lead to 7. T.Y. Johnson gets into the lane for UC Davis with the bucket here. He'd end up with 13 on the game. Here's Kasim Watson with the jumper. He had 14 on 7 of 10 shooting. Runners staying within striking distance. Late first half, the step back from Pepper here pushes the lead back to double digits for the Aggies. Again, Pepper right back down the floor for another 3, and the Aggies are rolling. Half winding down, it's Elijah Pepper's Aggies Hoops Club Band. 3 trays in a row. UC Davis by 18 at the break. Second half, watch the extra pass to Adebayo for the dunk. 14 points and 9 rebounds on 7 of 8 shooting. And here's Pepper again. He had 26, shooting 6 of 8 from long distance. The Aggies close it out, 79-58 over CSUB on the road. Let's head to the Central Coast where the Beach takes on Cal Poly. Still no Joel Murray, but here's Tone Hunter with the floater to put the Beach up by 5. He'd end up with 12 on the night. Watch Abubakar Traore here with the move and the left hand. Traore finishes with 10 points and 6 rebounds. First half winding down, TJ Taylor spins to the lane for 2. 8 points and 11 rebounds for Taylor, but the Beach would lead by 10 at the half. Second half, watch the dish here from Abubakar Traore to A.J. George. George ends up with a dozen on the game, 4 assists for Traore. Another double-double for Lassina Traore. Here he is down low, 2 of his 19, also had 15 rebounds and shot 7 of 12 from the floor. Later, Brantley Stevenson pulls up for 2 of his 13 for Cal Poly, trying to keep the Mustangs in the game. Later, the dunk from Brian Penn Johnson on the feed from Taylor, trying to fuel one last run for the Mustangs. But in the end, the Beach would close it out for the 70-52 win on the road. As Brian Gumbel would say, let's move on and head south to the San Fernando Valley for UC San Diego and CSUN. Triton's out of the chute quickly. Jace Rockamore rocks the rim with a dunk for 2 of his 10 points. Freshman Roddy Anderson down the lane uses the window for 2 of his 14. He also had 7 rebounds. He puts the Tritons up 7. Matadors, though, bounce back. Watch Attenwright here. The deep 3, his heel on the C. He'd finish with 18. Later, Fidelis Okereke finds Cam Slaymaker, who becomes the shot maker, which gives CSUN the lead. Slaymaker would end up with 10. But it's the Pope of La Jolla Village, Bryce Pope, with the straightaway 3. He'd finish with 20. The Tritons led by 5 at the half. Second half now, Pope again with the deep 3 from the wing, putting UC San Diego up 10. Later, Rockamore from 3. Tritons would connect 8 times in 17 attempts from bonus distance. And now it's time for the age of Wakoria. Francis Wakoria from 3 pushes the lead to 15. He'd finish with 7 points and 9 rebounds. Later, Marcel Stevens to the rim for CSUN, trying to spur a late run. He had 11 on the night, but in the end, UC San Diego holds on. They limit CSUN to 33% shooting on the night. Next, we're on to historic Titan Gym for the rivalry matchup between UC Irvine and Cal State Fullerton. We jump to the second half of a tight game, bombs away for DJ Davis, who'd finish with 13 for Irvine. But the Titans have their leader back, Latrell Reitzel Jr. with the 3, pushing the Fullerton lead to 6. He'd shoot 5 of 7 from beyond the arc on the game. But the Eaters go on a run. Here's Dawson Baker managing traffic to the cylinder. That's why you stay with it, boys and girls. 16 for Baker to lead Irvine. Tied at 50, here comes DJ Davis again, runner in the lane. Irvine back in the lead. Torrey San Antonio for the Titans attacks the baseline, 2 and 1. He'd make the free throw to tie it at 54. Later, Devin Tillis in the lane for the Eaters with the bucket. He had 10 on the night. Eaters up 4. But a clutch shot here from Reitzel to tie it with 1:16 to play. 26 points for Reitzel in his return for the Titans. Remember Charlie, remember Baker. Dawson Baker giving Irvine the lead. We turn it over to Jonathan Rifkind.
With 8 seconds to go with Jalen Harris to Latrell Reitzel for the lead. Yes! Number 3, don't quit! 62-61.
One last chance for Irvine. Tillis, but it rims out at the buzzer. Titans hold on 62-61. Jim McKay moment from Reitzel and Tillis. Aloha from Honolulu, where we wrap up Thursday with the Bows and the Gauchos. Iran Ganat and Joe Pasternak matching wits at Stan Sheriff Center. We'd like to express our sorrow at the passing of Hawaii broadcasting legend Jim Leahy. We jump to late in the second half. Gauchos dip into the matrix. Mr. Anderson. Cole Anderson from the corner, 8-point game. But Kamaka Hepa helps the Bows keep pace. 3 of his 9. He connects from long distance, making it a 3-point game. Later, Bernardo da Silva down low makes it a 1-point game. 12 and 9 on the night for the Brazilian. Up next, Samuta Avea, 2 of his 13. The Bows now have the lead. But Cole Anderson off the bounce for the Gauchos, 2 of his 13. UC Santa Barbara back in front. The Bows then go back down inside to Da Silva. Up and under from Bernardo. Hawaii back in the lead with under 3 minutes to play. Later, clock winding down in regulation. A.J. Mitchell down the lane flings it up using glass. Santa Barbara up 65-64. Mitchell would finish with 24. Last chance for the Bows. Coleman with the heave, but it's UC Santa Barbara holding on to first place. They get the win and go to 8-1 in conference play. Saturday matinee in the IE, UC San Diego, UC Riverside. First half, the steal and the score for Bryce Pope puts UC San Diego up by 10, 1 of 4 steals for Pope on the game. Flynn Cameron down the lane for Riverside, 5-point game, 12.7 rebounds, 4 assists for Cameron. Roddy Anderson drives using glass. It's a 6-point lead for UC San Diego, 14 for Anderson. Leaner in the lane for Zion Pullen, 23 points to go with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Highlanders up 39-37 after 20 minutes. Second half, 3 from Bryce Pope. Triton's hanging in there, 15 to go with his 7 rebounds for Pope. Later, Francis Wilcoria with the tray, keeping UC San Diego within 7. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for Wilcoria. But pulling back the other way for Riverside pushes the Highlanders' lead to 9. He'd shoot 9 of 15 from the floor on the afternoon. Up next, Will Tattersall feeds Lachlan Olbrich for 2 of his 14 on 7 of 10 shooting. And UC Riverside closes out the win over UC San Diego, 72-65. To Mott Athletic Center with the band in the building for Cal State Fullerton and Cal Poly. First half, Max Jones out of the corner pushes the Titan lead to 11. Jones would finish with 16 to lead all scorers. Here's the steal by Jalen Harris for Fullerton. He'll take it the length of the floor, off the window for 2 of his 13. Brantley Stevenson from mid-range to stem the tide for Cal Poly. 13 for Stevenson to lead the Mustangs. The Titans, though, up by 21 at the break. Second half, Max Jones works the offensive glass, grabs one of his 5 rebounds, and then finds Latrell Wrightsell Jr. for the 3. Wrightsell would end up with 10. The run out for Cal State Fullerton, Wrightsell the transition 3. Titans very much in control. Late second half, Kobe Sanders the steal and the dunk, 2 of his 11, but too little too late for Cal Poly. Big win for the Titans, who had a 2-0 week to get back on track in the Big West. We head now to the Bren for CSUN and UC Irvine. Early going, watch Dean Keeler run the floor. Justin Hahn with the feed. Keeler to the bucket. Eaters by 11. Keeler would finish with 11 on the night. Next, Andre Henry finds Devin Tillis in the corner, 3 of his 18. Tillis would hit all 4 of his attempts from behind the arc, 21-7 Irvine. CSUN looking to muster some resistance. Atten Wright from three-point range. He trims the lead to single digits, 19 for Wright on the evening. Matadors playing inside out. Cam Slaymaker catch and shoot for 3, 12 points for Slaymaker on the game. First half winding down, short jumper by De'Aaron Tucker for CSUN, 7-point lead for Irvine at the half. Second half, though, Eaters start to roll. Dawson Baker down the lane with the and 1. He'd end up with 12 on the night for Irvine. Tillis again for the Eaters, way downtown, gives UC Irvine a 19-point lead at 44-25. The run out for Justin Hahn. He finds Andre Henry on the alley-oop. Henry with 11 on the game, shooting 5 of 7 from the floor. Anteaters close it out and keep pace with UC Santa Barbara, sitting a game out of first place after 9 games. Let's head back to Honolulu, where the Bows sit ready to welcome the runners from CSUB on an evening where they celebrate Chinese New Year at Stan Sheriff Center. Hawaii off to the fast start. Corner 3 from Noel Coleman makes it an 11-0 lead for the Bows. Coleman would finish with 11 points on the game. Later, the 3 from Kamaka Hepa keeps the Hawaii lead at 11. Hepa would end up with 17 on the night, shooting 4 of 8 from distance. Jovan McClanahan down the lane for the Bows, the and 1 as he hits the deck. 17.6 rebounds, 4 assists for McClanahan on the night. Bows by 17 at the half. Second half, Bakersfield makes a run. Bino Smith, the mid-range from the baseline, 18 for Smith to make it a 7-point game. Later in the half, Travis Henson, the move on the baseline, keeps the runners within striking distance, 16.6 rebounds for Henson. And Tavion Collum with the move down inside, 23 points and 5 rebounds for Collum. CSU Bakersfield hanging around. The runners would get as close as 3, but Hawaii closes it out at the free throw line, and the Bows hold on to win 72-69. Wrapping up Saturday's action, we go to the Walter Pyramid. The UC Davis Aggies in town to play the Beach. First half, here's the steal from Lacina Traore for the dunk. 15 points, 15 rebounds for his 4th straight double-double. Marcus Shahonis, a steal of his own. He'd go the length of the floor for this layup. Shahonis would end up with 21. The Beach is up by 3. Davis moving the ball well, the 3-pointer from T.Y. Johnson. They tie the game at 26. Career-high 32 for Johnson on the game. Later, Shahonis can't connect on the floater, but the putback jam by Lacina Traore, and the Beach is back up by 4. Cue Elijah Pepper with the answer for UC Davis. The deep 3 makes it a 1-point game, 32-31. The Beach takes a 1-point lead to the break. Second half, another 3-pointer for Pepper. This would give Davis a 2-point lead. 28 points on the game for Pepper. He'd shoot 5 of 11 from deep. Shahonis, though, back for Long Beach with the miss, but at this time, Abubakar Traore puts it back up and in. Traore would finish with 10 points and 7 rebounds. Here's the run out for UC Davis. Elijah Pepper feeds T.Y. Johnson ahead of the floor. Pepper with 4 assists on the game, and the Aggies have the lead. But Tone Hunter doing a fantastic job filling in for Joel Murray. 3 of his 11 ties it for Long Beach State. Later in the game, Shahonis from the baseline makes it a 4-point Beach lead. He'd also end up with 6 rebounds and 4 assists to go with his 21. T.Y. Johnson takes it down inside using the window for the Aggies, the last of his 12 field goals, and it's a 1-point game. Shahonis with the feed underneath for Tone Hunter, 3-point lead for Long Beach State. Last chance for Davis. T.Y. Johnson for the tie. Rides the iron, not this time. The Beach protects home court against the Aggies. Tremendous effort for T.Y. Johnson in defeat. Fourth straight win for Long Beach State. That's all for now, folks. See you next week on This is the Big West.